Hey y'all, it's Dr. Tiffany. I hope you're doing well. I'm going to talk today about a scary subject, an Ebola outbreak. But first, here is Audrey. Remember, Audrey is never a doom cat, not pestilence nor sorrow. She's a cat of success and happiness and my baby little tiger. Okay, so there's been an Ebola outbreak going on in Uganda for some time. The reason I'm making a second video on this is it is much worse than publicized. Okay, I've spent quite some time doing a deep dives into it, and even spoken to last week I spoke to Dr. Lynn, who has an organization that's over there. Officially, there's 9 dead, including 4 healthcare workers, 43 cases, and 882 contacts to be traced. Unofficially, it's more like 200 to 700 dead. The spread is rampant in several cities down there. There's whole outbreaks and transmission chains that aren't even identified, let alone starting to be traced. So this thing is literally, there's a whole forest fires worth of this going on. Ebola Sudan is the strain, and that's bad. It's one of 6 different strains of Ebola. This one is 41 to 100% fatal. Current estimates are on the high end of that for this one. There aren't any known recoveries that I'm aware of. There's no known treatment either, although a vaccine by Johnson & Johnson might theoretically work. The incubation period is 2 to 21 days, and the initial symptoms are fever, fatigue, muscle pain, headache, sore throat. Boy, I bet you that just stands out. Later, you get nausea, vomiting, diarrhea, a weird rash, and the bleeding thing, but not till later. And it's contact spread. We are approaching the point that this is widespread enough that this does pose a legitimate threat for travelers to bring it back. Will that mean that it rages through the US or Europe or Canada? No, it does not. But it does mean that small outbreaks connected to a person that traveled are possible. Also, for God's sakes, they're dying over there. This is something that needs attention. Healthcare inequity in Africa is ridiculously bad. We have the means to do stuff over there. Instead of spending money on weapons for foreign wars, maybe we should, spend money on lives in impoverished countries. Just a thought. Otherwise, who knows what happens.